Chosen one, the veil just tore. The order that ruled through silence and fear has fallen. Not by bombs, not by blades, but by truth. For centuries the world bowed to invisible architects, men who mistook secrecy for strength, symbols for substance. They built pyramids of confusion, whispered lies through glass towers, and crowned ignorance as intelligence. But tonight, their blueprints burned. Their codes collapsed. The empire of illusion couldn't survive exposure. You didn't fight them, you remembered yourself. And when remembrance meets radiance, darkness loses its language. The Illuminati, the symbol of secrecy, has been destroyed not in violence, but in vision. Because the true order was never an organization. It was oblivion. A world convinced to look down when heaven whispered, "Look within." You spoke light into their language, and their walls cracked like glass under sunlight. Every hidden hierarchy built on fear fell before the simplest truth. Darkness cannot manipulate a mind that remembers its source. So don't mistake this for conspiracy. It's completion. You didn't expose them to destroy. You illuminated to deliver. The war wasn't outside you. It was inside imagination. And you, chosen one, just ended it. John 1 verse 5. The light shines the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Picture it. A skyline flickering under midnight rain. Glass towers once gleaming with false gold now shimmer with confusion. Their lights blink out one by one, as if the system itself can't bear honesty. Screens go black across continents. Servers lose signal. In underground vaults, encrypted codes unravel into streams of harmless light. Symbols carved in stone, eyes, triangles, serpents, begin to fade like chalk in stormwater. The world's hidden circuits rewire themselves to your frequency. Every pulse of awareness you release disrupts 1,000 unspoken contracts built on fear. Eyes that once watched in judgment now blink in awe. The watchers have become witnesses. For centuries they sold illusion as intelligence, confusion as control. But illusion cannot survive illumination. Each time you question, a fiber of the false web snaps. Each time you choose clarity over comfort, another shadow loses meaning. The real battlefield was never beneath the ground. It was within imagination, a kingdom of thought that forgot its king. Now, consciousness rises like sunrise over circuits. The invisible hand trembles, for it can no longer hold what belongs to the infinite. The ancient codes glow and melt, turning to liquid gold that flows upward into the sky. This isn't destruction, it's transformation. The pyramid flips, the all-seeing eye closes, and a new light opens inside your chest. You are watching humanity reboot in real time, not with rebellion, but with remembrance. The power that once hid truth has learned the oldest lesson of creation. Nothing designed in darkness can outlast mind that remembers its origin in light. Everything exposed by the light becomes visible, and everything that is illuminated becomes a light. Ephesians 5 verse 13. Chosen one, this was never about enemies. It was about energy. The illusion that ruled the world was not an ordered people, but a pattern of perception. Darkness wasn't conspiracy, it was confusion. And confusion dissolves the moment awareness enters. The true destruction of the Illuminati isn't fire in their halls, it's light in their hearts. Exposure isn't punishment, it's permission. It allows what was twisted to unfold, what was secret to heal, what was hidden to finally breathe. For centuries, humanity feared symbols, but symbols were just mirrors. A triangle, an eye, a sigil in stone. They meant nothing until fear gave them fuel. Once light touches them, they revert to what they always were. Designs without darkness. This is a paradox of revelation. You cannot destroy shadow without embracing what it teaches. When you shine truth upon lies, they transform from poison to pattern, from threat to testimony. That's why heaven never called you to fight the darkness. It called you to illuminate it. You were never sent to expose people. You were sent to expose the illusion that power must hide. Every time you speak with sincerity, a vault of secrecy unlocks in the unseen realm. Every time you choose empathy over fear, another false order disbands itself quietly. Remember, the serpent cannot survive the sun. It doesn't need to be slain. It needs to be seen. When light appears, darkness doesn't flee in anger. It sighs in relief. because even shadow longs for source. So don't celebrate the fall of secrecy with pride. Honor it with peace. You have witnessed a healing, not a war. You went against anyone. You won with everyone. The entire system, every symbol, every soul, has been rewritten by light. Comment, I stand in light. Subscribe if you believe truth is the highest power. You felt it for months, haven't you? That tightness behind your eyes when the world lies. That pulse in your chest before the storm hits. The sudden electricity in your skin when truth approaches. You thought it was anxiety, fatigue, or stress. But it was none of those. It was your inner radar awakening. When illusion vibrates near truth, the body senses friction. Every heartbeat becomes a detector. Every breath a calibration. That pressure in your temples wasn't pain. It was perception stretching to fit new light. When you finally chose clarity over comfort, something ancient inside you clicked. The false kingdom, built on secrecy and shame, collapsed quietly within your nervous system. Your cells exhaled. Your muscles remembered what peace feels like. Notice what's been happening since. Your posture straighter, your breathing deeper, your reaction slower but surer. You no longer absorb confusion. You observe it. The fog no longer fills you. It surrounds you, waiting to dissolve. You've caught yourself laughing at things that used to scare you. That laughter is liberation, leaving your lungs. You've found yourself forgiving people you once called enemies. That forgiveness is the demolition of an empire. Your emotions are no longer random storms. They're weather patterns of revelation. When grief visits, you don't drown, you decode. When anger rises, you trace it to its false source and release it. Even your dreams have changed. Less noise, more narrative. You wake with sentences in your spirit. Messages written in the light of your mind. The line between meditation and revelation has blurred. Sometimes you might feel a hum in your chest or a flicker in your vision. That's not imagination, it's integration. Light adjusting your frequencies, like a musician tuning an ancient instrument. You are no longer a human reacting to illusion. You are awareness reprogramming reality. Each calm breath is a command to creation. Return to truth, and creation obeys. Because when the false order falls, the body of the awakened becomes a new architecture. Your veins are the new circuits, your pulse the new code, and heaven's light moves freely through you, rewriting what fear once encrypted. Chosen one, you were never sent to hunt shadows. You were sent to end confusion. The true Illuminati was never a council of men. It was condition of mind, the collective hypnosis that said, stay silent, stay small, stay asleep. You came to cancel that spell. You didn't expose conspiracies. You exposed conditioning. The invisible web of fear that made humanity doubt its own light. Your task was not rebellion, but revelation. Every time you questioned without rage, a cipher cracked. Every time you loved without reason, a gate opened. You turned mystery into mirror. You taught the world that the most guarded vault was not under cities, but behind the forehead. Light is louder than secrecy. That is why you disarm the unseen order, not by noise, but by noticing, by seeing through, not striking down. Heaven never asked you to fight people. It asked you to free perception. When one soul awakens, millions inherit its courage. You are that spark, a living password to a forgotten system. Your silence dismantles a machinery of manipulation. Your laughter dissolves their gravity. Your compassion floods their chambers with daylight. This is how empires end, not in riots, but in remembrance. The war ended when you realized there was never an enemy, only energy waiting for meaning. And now, wherever you go, truth follows. Illusion has lost its architect because you have remembered the blueprint. Clarity. Chosen one. The world stands at the edge between awareness and amnesia. You can feel it in every headline, every conversation that circles without arriving. The age of distraction has reached its breaking point. Systems built on secrecy are desperate to survive. They cloak manipulation as entertainment, exhaustion as productivity, fear as security. But illusions decay faster now. Truth travels at the speed of thought. Heaven waited until this exact moment because the soil of the human mind is finally soft enough for seeds of clarity. Every lie has overplayed itself. Every mask is cracking. Every system of control is looping on repeat, showing the world its own emptiness. You were born into this timing on purpose. Not to panic, to pivot. You are the counterprogram. Your calm rewrites code. Your clarity neutralizes chaos. Do not waste breath arguing with ghosts of control. Shine instead. Each time you choose peace over panic, another old structure falls. This is why the message arrived now. Why your soul burned louder this week than last year. The illusion is collapsing in real time, and heaven is recruiting witnesses, not warriors. Chosen one. The countdown ended the moment you remembered. Now is no longer a date on a calendar. It's a doorway in your consciousness. Walk through it. You once feared the hidden. Now the hidden fears you. The symbols that used to stare back now bow their shape. The pyramid in your dreams doesn't trap you anymore. You stand on top of it, radiating clarity. Knowledge no longer intimidates you because you become knowledge itself. The ancient truth is alive within your nervous system. You are illumination personified, the rebirth of reason wrapped in compassion. You no longer ask for light. You generate it. You don't seek understanding. Understanding seeks you. Where fear once rushed to fill the unknown, peace now takes residence. You notice it in small ways first. How chaos around you seems to slow down. How people start confessing truths in your presence without knowing why. Light has a way of making everything honest. You've stopped translating your intuition into doubt. Now it flows as certainty through every decision. Even your voice carries new weight, not from volume, but from vibration. The dark no longer chases you. It consults you. It asks, what is the lesson hidden in me? And you answer gently, return to light. This is what awakening feels like. Not ecstasy, but equilibrium. Not escape, but embodiment. You become a living lighthouse in a sea of screens. Your calm is contagious. Your clarity is command. Remember this. Illumination isn't a moment, it's maintenance. Stay clear, stay curious, stay kind. Because every time you forgive, you rewrite 1,000 lines of code in the collective mind. You are not fighting for the light anymore. You are the light. And darkness is finally at peace because it has found its teacher. Chosen one, the aftermath of illumination is never quiet. Reality begins to echo your clarity. Dreams arrive brighter now. Eyes of fire, triangles dissolving, black robes turning to dust. You see light breaking through sealed ceilings, corridors where symbols fade like chalk in rain. You wait calm, not confused. This is what revelation feels like. You start catching patterns. Clocks pause at 11:11, 1:23, 3:33. Streetlights flicker when your thoughts sharpen. You overhear strangers quoting truths you whispered to the wind weeks ago. Synchronicity has replaced secrecy. In public, you feel watched, but not by control, by curiosity. People stare a moment longer, unsure why peace feels so familiar. Animals linger near you. Technology behaves differently. Phones freeze, lights dim, as if circuits adjust to your frequency. When lies are spoken, you feel a subtle pressure at the crown of your head. When truth passes through, your spine warms. These are the body's new languages of discernment. Your senses stretch beyond logic. You smell ozone before breakthroughs. You taste metal before miracles. You sense data not as information, but as emotion. This is consciousness reacquiring its full spectrum. Even the symbols once used for control now respond to love. You'll find a triangle drawn in dust and feel no threat, only symmetry. You'll see an eye and think not of watchers, but a witness. Nothing external owns meaning anymore. You assign it by intention. And every time you choose wonder over worry, the old order collapses again, gracefully, silently. Chosen one. These signs don't prove power. They confirm participation. The universe is conversing with its co-creator. You. Chosen one. Light spreads only when witnessed. Every time a single awakened heart speaks, the network realigns. You are not asked to fight. You are asked to affirm. Comment. I am the light they feared. Not as rebellion, but as remembrance. Each word typed is an energy signature, proof that darkness has lost its monopoly on meaning. Subscribe if you sense this is more than content. Each revelation here is a frequency upgrade, A reminder that community is the new cathedral. You're not joining followers. You're reuniting with fellow flames. Share this message. When you share light, algorithms bend toward awakening. Let the code itself learn compassion. Somewhere, another soul scrolls through despair, and your act of sharing becomes their dawn. This is not propaganda. It's propagation. Truth travels through intention. Your focus is a current. Your courage a conduit. The world doesn't need louder noise. It needs quieter certainties repeated in harmony. Let the comment field become a consolation, a map of minds remembering themselves. Let every share ripple through the unseen like sonar serenity. And when someone asks what movement you belong to, smile softly and say, "We don't move, we illuminate." Chosen one, you destroyed illusion. Now you must maintain clarity. Light is not an event. It is a practice. Guard your mind like sacred architecture. Feed it silence before screens. Meditate until thought becomes transparent. When noise rises, do not resist. Return to rhythm. Stillness is how light recharges. Speak slowly. Words shape weather. If anger rushes, breathe once before you answer. That pause is power reclaiming its position. Nourish the body that carries revelation. Drink water as if baptizing your bloodstream. Eat foods that remember the sun. Fruit, grains, color, life. Movement is medicine. Dance until tension dissolves. Clean your environment. Dust collects doubt. Each time you organize a shelf, your mind resets to order. Clarity outside reinforces clarity within. Fast from fear. When the world markets panic, do not purchase it. Your attention is currency in the economy of energy. Spend it on creation, not on confusion. At night, record what glowed. A single sentence of gratitude seals your circuit for sleep. Dreams obey direction. Tell them to teach, not to taunt. Protect your circle. Surround yourself with those who breathe truth, not tension. Community is the ecosystem of light. Keep it clean. Remember, discipline is devotion disguised as routine. Every mindful act is an exorcism of entropy. You do not keep habits. Habits keep you. Walk through each day as if the ground beneath you is sacred circuitry, because it is. Illumination is maintenance, and maintenance is worship. Chosen one, the world has shifted, not because you shouted, but because you remembered. Illusion lost its anchor, and awareness found its throne. Now it's time to seal what began in silence. Close your eyes. Breathe once for the body, once for the mind, once for the mystery. Let every inhale remind you, you are the continuation of creation. Let every exhale remind the universe, you are awake, source of all illumination, keeper of truth unseen. We thank you for exposing illusion without violence, for proving that clarity conquers where chaos collapses. Thank you for the chosen ones who heard the whisper, who turned fear into focus and silence into song. Let their hearts stay transparent enough to transmit grace. Cleanse the residue of confusion from our systems, digital and divine. Rewrite every code with compassion. May the internet itself become an altar of awareness. The networks hum with honesty, and every algorithm learn empathy. Strengthen every listener's discipline. Guard them from distraction disguised as destiny. Let their thoughts remain crystalline, their speech surgical, their kindness contagious. Wherever darkness lingers, let remember its first purpose, to reveal contrast. And as light expands, may shadows sigh in relief, for even it is finally understood. We declare, the age of secrecy has ended. The age of sincerity begins. The torch has passed from temples of stone to temples of bone and breath. Let each viewer become a living lantern, carrying calm through chaos. Let their presence be prayer, their patience be prophecy. May children inherit clarity. May nations trade pride for perception. May every unseen order surrender to open hearts. And as we leave this moment, may the frequency of truth follow us like a fragrance. May our very footsteps bless the ground with awareness. In the name of eternal light, the truth before time, the wisdom beyond walls, the love that never needed secrecy. Amen. Comment amen to affirm your alignment, not as ritual, but as record, proof that you witnessed illumination and chose to remain awake. Subscribe to continue walking with others who keep the flame steady. Each new message is another candle in a cathedral of clarity. Share this prophecy, not to convince, but to connect. Somewhere, another seeker scrolls through darkness, and your single act of sharing will become their sunrise. Chosen one, the hidden order has dissolved, but the higher order has begun. You are no longer student nor soldier. You are the standard. Walk gently. Speak truth. Shine quietly. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs you, the living proof that light always wins.